Welcome to class. My name is Silas. For today's practice, you will need one yoga prop. We're going to move through a version of Trikonasana and Ardha Chandrasana. If you usually don't use a block, because you could do the practice without one as well, I highly recommend you come back to this class a different day with a yoga block. Sometimes we are in this habit loops and do things one way all the time. Just for today, switch it up and grab one block, place it to the top of your mat, and then find your way into a child's pose at the back of the mat. Bring the big toes together to touch, let the hips sink towards your heels, and let the hands walk forward, let the crown of the head melt onto the floor. Taking a moment to let yourself just be here, letting the hips be heavy, letting the elbows be heavy, crown of the head be heavy. Taking a moment to bring yourself into the breath. And by bringing yourself into the breath, bringing yourself into the present moment, into a state of present moment awareness. So we can deepen the breath on the inhale, and deepen and elongate the breath on the exhale. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Take another 2 rounds of breath to arrive here. Then begin to activate the shape a little bit by pressing the palms into the ground, lifting the elbows off the floor, walking the hands forward, and then lifting your forehead off the ground, keeping the ears in line with the upper arms, the crown of the head searching for the space in between your thumbs. And find length through the side body, keeping the hips heavy as you continue to crawl and inch the fingertips forward. Take one more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Next inhale, begin to roll forward through all fours. Dome the back like you're going through a cat pose. Bring the knees a little closer together. On the exhale, bend your elbows. Find your way all the way onto the ground. On the next inhale, find your cobra. Peel the heart of the floor. Elbows hug in. On the exhale, push back over hands and knees. Find your child's pose just for a moment. Knees are a little closer together here. Next inhale, roll back forward. Find your rounded back, your cat pose. Exhale to roll yourself onto the floor. Inhale to peel yourself up, cobra. Exhale to find your child's pose. Go for one more round. Inhale to roll forward. Exhale to roll down. Inhale to peel the chest of the floor. On the exhale, push back over hands and knees, tuck the toes under, find your downward facing dog. And as you find your down dog here, pedal out the feet, press one heel down at a time. Keep grounding down through the palms, finding length through the spine. Begin to slowly bring yourself to center, so center of your down dog. Maybe you keep the knees bent a little bit to find length for the spine. And maintaining the length for the spine as you maybe move the legs back towards straight. Now we do something similar to what we just did on the ground. Next inhale, roll forward, find your plank. On the exhale, with or without knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, peel yourself up, kick the toes back, find your cobra up dog this time. On the exhale, find your downward facing dog. 2 more rounds. Inhale, roll forward through the spine, tailbone tucks, rounding through the back. Exhale to lower, maybe this time just halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, finding your downward facing dog. One more round. Once you're in your down dog, tuck the tailbone under, lift high into the toes, roll forward. Exhale to lower halfway all the way. Inhale, Cobra Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. And finding your breath. Take one more breath in here. On the exhale, lower the knees down towards the ground. Find a all-fourth position, tabletop. Bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder, and then kickstand the right foot out as you step the left foot all the way back. Find your modified side plank, reaching the left arm up towards the sky. Finding space through the arms, and then finding space through the legs. So reaching the left heel down towards, or down and back, flexing the right toes towards you, and then begin to float the left foot off, bringing it in line with your hip. Stay here, keep grounding down through the right palm. This is a modified version of half moon. Take one more breath in. And the exhale, bring both hands down, bring both knees down. We're just going to swap sides. Right foot steps back, the right arm reaches up. And just here, this is already, it's also called a modified Trikonasana. So ground down for the knife edge of the right foot as you reach the right hand up. Keep the legs active, keep the frontal hips lifting. And then flex the right toes as you float the right heel in line with the hips. Keep expanding through the right fingertips, through the right heel. Imagining you're standing against the wall behind you. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, bring both hands down, find your all-fourth position. And then take it through one round of cat and cow. Inhale, belly drops, heart draws forward as you look up. On the exhale, round your back, find your cat pose. And then stay here, keep lifting the space behind the heart up towards the ceiling. Continue to breathe even though you hold this position now. Tuck the toes under, press into the palms, lift the knees off the ground just an inch. Keep lengthening the tailbone back, take one more breath in. And the exhale, lift the tailbone up, find your downward facing dog as you climb the hips up. Next inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, step the foot in between your hands. And then grab your block, place the block to the outer edge of the right ankle. You choose middle or highest setting. From here, spin the left heel down towards the ground. Bring the right hand onto the block. Bring the left hand onto the left hip. Now begin to slowly straighten the right leg. And then take a breath in, lengthen the crown of the head forward. On the exhale, begin to twist towards the left, opening the heart up, finding Trikonasana. Keep moving the right hip back in space. Maybe you take the left hand behind you towards the right bum cheek. And notice or imagine the right butt cheek moving towards the left heel. And then using that half bind behind you to turn the left shoulder blade towards the right side of your mat. Maybe the next inhale takes the left arm up towards the sky, finding full Trikonasana. Gaze steady, either on the wall, maybe up towards the left fingers. Keep pressing both feet into the ground. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, bring the gaze down towards the ground. Bring the left hand back onto your hip. Soft bend into the right knee. Step the block on the highest setting in line with the right pinky toe in front of the right foot. Now come onto the left toes and then as smooth as you can, find Ardha Chandrasana, stepping the left foot off. Flexing the left toes. Keeping the left heel in line with your hip. Maybe the left arm reaches back up. Keeping your gaze steady either on the ground or if you feel balanced, you begin to move them towards the side, maybe even up towards the left fingers. Keep flexing the left toes towards you, expand in all directions. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, bring both feet down towards the ground, forward fold, front of the mat, block to the side. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, heart draws forward, shoulders draw back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, climb the fingers towards the ceiling. Exhale, swim the hands towards your heart. Inhale, float your arms back up. Exhale, hands towards the ground, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hands ground down. You journey to down dog, either stepping back, maybe floating to chaturanga. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Next inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, draw the left knee into the chest, step the foot in between your hands. Grab your block, middle or highest setting outside the left ankle. Spin the right heel down. Press into the left palm and into the block to straighten the left leg. Move the left hip back in space. Right hand onto the right hip. Take a breath in to lengthen. Exhale to twist towards the right. Keep pressing into both big toes. Maybe the right hand comes towards the left butt cheek. Taking that half bind behind you. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to twist. The next inhale, maybe the right arm reaches up towards the sky. Keep both legs active, both feet active. Let the breath travel through the body. Present moment awareness. It's never the same awareness. Notice what you're presented with right now. Take one more breath in. And the exhale, right hand towards the right hip, look down towards the ground, soft bend into the left knee, step the block out in front in line with the left pinky toe, and then step the right foot off as you find your half moon. Keep the gaze steady, keep them soft. Maybe the right arm reaches back up towards the sky, keep flexing the right toes. If you feel steady, you begin to move your gaze towards the side, maybe even up towards the right hand. Sometimes when the eyes want to move, or when the eyes move, the body just wants to follow. Notice to where you can take this today. Take one more breath in. And the exhale, both feet down, forward fold, front of the mat, block to the side. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. On the exhale, fold straight back down, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands ground down, heel toe the feet out wide, and then find your Malasana squat. And then we here, maybe the hands, the upper arms come onto your knees, any position of this. If you feel like you need a block underneath the sit bones today, you can place the block there. Maybe you sway side to side. You notice how Malasana squat feels today. Option to close your eyes. Option to come into present moment awareness. Notice when your awareness gets pulled away and you may be wondering how much longer you have to stay in this Malasana squat, or if you're wondering when this class comes to an end. It comes to an end when you stop wandering. Notice when the mind wanders, when it wanders out of the present, or when it begins to beat itself up about the present experience. We're here just for another 3 rounds of breath. Relaxing the face, relaxing your tongue, your heart. Last round. And then very mindfully letting the hips melt onto the ground. Roll yourself onto the back, have the block close by. And as you come into your back, have the feet right behind your bum. Have them about hip width distance apart. And then press the soles of the feet into the ground, lift the hips up towards the sky. Find your bridge pose. Maybe you interlace the hands underneath you, climbing the center of the hips up towards the sky. We take bridge pose twice, so this first time is a little bit more active. Keep squeezing the thighs towards one another. If you have a full wheel in your practice and you feel like going all the way, we're here for another 4 to 5 breaths. And then slowly find your way back down, one vertebra at a time, letting the hips touch down. Just take a moment down here. Moment to notice the breath again. And then grab your block, press the feet back into the floor, and then place the block either on the middle setting. The highest, you can also stay on the lowest, is really up to you. Place it underneath your sacrum, so the triangular bone that sits at the center of your pelvis, that is the base of your spine. And then bring the arms either beside you, maybe you reach them up towards the sky. You can stay here. If you like straightening one leg down the mat and then the other, you can straighten one leg and then the other. Also notice how that feels in your lower back. Maybe you notice that you have to take the block lower. When you have the block on the highest setting and you straighten your legs, it can sometimes feel quite uneaseful in the lower back. Present moment awareness. Noticing the breath. Noticing the sensations beginning to soften the body. Even noticing your thoughts. At the end of the day, they are part of the pose. And present moment awareness means to also notice, what do you think when you come into a space like this, a space where you observe yourself? And you begin to notice what sensations you experience when you do certain things and poses and postures. You notice certain thought patterns that you develop when you hold or do certain postures. Different movements, different motions, they trigger different emotions, feelings, thoughts, sensations. And your job is not to just make yourself feel good. At the end of the day, it's about making yourself conscious about what's happening. And maybe by becoming more conscious, you begin to feel a little bit more content, what you might identify as feeling good. You notice. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. And if you have the legs bent, very mindfully re-bend them, place the soles of the feet onto the ground, lift the hips up, take the hands down to take out the block. And then take a moment with the feet wide, knees together, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Feeling the lower back on the floor. And the final shape we are going to take is a happy baby pose. So from here, hug your knees into the chest and then hold onto the right knee with right hand, left knee with the left hand, drawing the knees towards your armpits, and you can just stay here, or if you have the ability to reach for the outside of your feet, take your happy baby pose. And having the knees soft, the tailbone grounded, maybe gently swaying side to side here, moving the spine in a little bit of rotation, even though we're not doing a twist here. Just massaging the lower back. If you feel like straightening one leg and then the other, take any final movements that you need. If me saying twist triggered in you the urge to do a twist, feel welcome to finish off like that too. I'm just taking another 3 to 4 rounds of breath here. If you're doing a twist, there's no rush to finish off. At the end, we all meet at the same place or in the same place, which is Shavasana. So whenever you're ready, you begin to let the legs travel down the mat, finding Shavasana, finding corpse pose. Arms by your side, neck long, shoulders heavy, tongue relaxed. Meeting at the depth of practice. Letting go of the last few minutes, surrendering your body, surrendering your breath, softening all the little muscles around your eyeballs, your tongue, your heart, your hips. Allowing yourself to be. Shavasana. I invite you to stay here for another minute, for another 5 to 10 minutes, maybe to even meditate a little after you finish, to not rush straight back into the world and life, but to notice the cause and effect of your own actions. Thank you so much for your dedication, your time, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.